Hi everyone, with a hybrid course, I thought I'd make this video. I'm Daniel Pout, the instructor for the class. A few of you I know already know me, you've had me in other classes. I want to just use this video to talk quickly about the syllabus because the first assignment, I believe, is due this Wednesday, so I want to prepare you for that and just prepare you for what's going to happen on Thursday when we meet. As I said, I'm Daniel Pout. For those of you that don't know me, I've been an instructor, a full-time instructor here at ASU. This is like I think I'm beginning my fourth year of doing that now. I've been at ASU. I was a graduate student since 2008, so I've been hanging around for just over 10 years now. I got my PhD here in political science with a concentration in international relations and a kind of a secondary concentration in political theory. So this class is SGS301. What we're really doing here is we're looking at Principles of Global Studies is the title. What I'm looking at, what I want to look at here is globalization. Like, what does globalization mean? Where does it manifest itself? What sort of areas? The answer is like every area, I think. But we're going to look particularly, right, we're going to look at economics, we're going to look at food, we're going to look at media. What does globalization mean in each of these spheres? How do they all come together? To do that, what we're going to be most focused on is our readings. You'll see that our Thursday classes are mostly going to be discussions for the readings. You're going to have some online discussions as well, since this is a hybrid class and we're only meeting once a week. You'll have weekly online discussions to do, which we'll talk about, but you'll also have kind of preparation work so that when you come in on Thursday, you know, you've got a good handle on the reading and you're ready really to discuss. You'll see how discussion points will affect your grade in different ways. And we'll look at all that in a bit. But what I want to do is just to kind of turn your attention here to the to the syllabus here. Catch the course syllabus on Canvas. Most of it's there. The section that I've cut out of the syllabus is the kind of directions on each of the assignment, which I'll show you where to find. It makes more sense, I think, to put them in when you're about to do the assignment, right? So I'll show you that. And we can talk about them more a little bit on Thursday if you'd like, and if you have any questions, always feel free to email me and we'll talk about that as well. Okay, so quick look at the course syllabus. We've got a course description. Have a look at that. That should give you a good idea. This is what I'm thinking about every time I come into class. Like, how does what we're doing today go back to this course description, right? How does this push us further on into our understanding, into our complication, I think, of globalization? Our readings are all going to be taken from one reader. So you get this one book, it's important to get it. I mean, our whole class is based on this book, really. I mean, this is heavily reading intensive. When I say reading intensive, I mean that the class is based on the book, right? It's a reader, right, which means it's a collection of works, scholarly works from a lot of different sources. And so they've been excerpted. So they're quite short readings, which is good, I guess, right? But we're only going to do one short reading a class. Well, we'll see how that works. But basically, make sure you get this reader. There's a link to it in the syllabus. So if I click on this link here, it will take me to the web page where I can see even more details than what I've got there. But basically, Lechner and Bolly, they're the editors. 2015, the Globalization Reader, 5th edition, published by Wiley-Blackwell. You should be able to find it from that. But if you click it on there, you'll get even more details. I think there's a picture there of the book, so you can be sure you've got the right one. Get that as soon as you can. Where are we at now? Final grades, kind of standard grading. You're used to it. I round up or down, right? So I just use normal mathematical rounding, basically. So if it's a 0.5, it goes up 1. If it's less than 0.5, 0.499 I've put on here, it goes down 1. So if you get 96.499, it's at 96, so it's an 8. Okay. Class meetings and plays. We're going to meet every Thursday from 1:30 to 2:45 p.m. in the Farmer Education Building. Ed 222. I think I taught this exact class in there before, a couple of semesters ago, maybe a year ago. I've taught this class a few times. I enjoy teaching it. It's a good class. I'm having office hours on Mondays between 12 and 2. If you'd like to come and see me outside of that time, that's fine, but you'll send me an email and organize a time. but that's when you can expect me to be in my office. If you just want to drop in, I'll be happy to see you. You can email me there. Any questions that you have, dpower@asu.edu, that's in there too. What else? Assignments should be handed in on time. So late. My late policy here, be careful. Like I use using a slightly different late policy than I usually do. I'm giving you an 11% penalty straight away on work that's received late. The reason why I'm doing it here is because, especially with the online portion, you're kind of relying on other people to make discussions. Also, like, I really want you to be prepared for class discussion, right? So if that's late, then it means you haven't done the requisite work to be ready for Thursday, and so that's going to be serious. It's going to knock you down to a B. But having said that, right, the penalties are capped at 39%. So even if it's very late, still get some sort of a discussion question in, still get your preparation work in, your kind of answers to questions on the readings in, because 61 points, even if it's 2 weeks late or a week late, it's better than zero. And I will accept work until April the 26th. After April the 26th, I'm not accepting any work, and that's a hard deadline there. So please do get your work in before then. Otherwise, we're going to have uncomfortable moments between us at the end of the semester. Get it in by the end of the semester. That's a hard deadline. Academic dishonesty. I catch somebody every semester. Don't do it. There's nothing in this class that's worth risking your reputation for. If you have to take a C on an assignment, like, generally speaking, like, if you're following the instructions that I'm giving you, you're gonna have to do really well to get less than a C. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really try to get less than a C if you've followed the instructions as they're written. So don't cheat. Don't take any shortcuts. It's not worth the risk. It's possible that you get away with it, but as I said, I catch people all the time. You'll get a 0 if I catch you, basically. You'll get a 0. Make sure you understand what that means as well. One thing don't use your work from other classes, right? The ASU policy is that you can use it if you have permission from me and from the professor whose class you did the work in, but I'm not giving you permission, right? I want you to think anew about this stuff, and so I want all the work to be original to this class. And I want it certainly to be your own work, which goes without saying. Look at the syllabus, right? If you find any inconsistencies or anything in there, do talk to me about it. I have checked over it. I feel pretty confident about it, but who knows? There's always room for error, right? You'll see on the syllabus page, right at the bottom, you've got the course summary, which is basically every single assignment that's due, when it's due, at the time it's due. We'll talk more about this in a second when I flip over to the module view, which I recommend that you use quite often. This has the readings in it, so it doesn't have the readings in it. That's not true, because that would be a breach of copyright rules, apparently. But you buy the reader, buy the textbook. It's a reader, and you'll see in here, right, that the readings in here are the readings that the titles here correspond to the titles in the book. Right, so the first one is Jihad versus McWeld. When I click on Jihad versus McWeld, so let's say I'm reading Jihad versus McWeld. So I open up my book to Jihad versus McWeld, and then I go and click on there, and I say, okay, Dr. Pout here, he's given me a quick synopsis, like a one-sentence synopsis. That's not really a synopsis, and he's asking me questions, right? And so he's asking me questions. This is due January the 9th. Which one is that? It's in 2 days. That's on Wednesday, the end of Wednesday. So that when we come on Thursday, you'll have been thinking deeply about Jihad versus McWeld by Benjamin Barber. And you'll answer these questions. And you'll see there in parentheses, like, the whole thing's worth 1.67. This last question is worth 1 point. This is worth 0.4 points. This is worth 0.27 points. So I'm looking for an answer as comprehensive as you can make it. These are not going to be more than a page, though, right? And so, having written those answers, you'll definitely have something to say come Thursday, which will be useful for you. Have a look there, answer all the questions. You have to answer them all to get all the points. You can get all the points. What I'm going to say. Some of the instructions explicitly say this, but I'm going to say it here now for every single one of them. Cite the reading, be in the text. Your answers to these questions, they should be backed up from the reading. They should be your opinion. It should be what you think about the text. You can't get away from that, right? Whatever you write about the text is what you think about the text. The text is not self-explanatory. You explain it, right? So you explain it to me. You use quotes. Tell me what those quotes mean, and obviously answer these questions, and you'll do very well on those, right? It'll also set you up very nicely for the discussions that we're going to have on Thursdays. So that's the one type of assignment that you'll have every week before Thursday. So the Wednesday before. Okay, the next type is going to be pretty much you're doing the same thing every week but with different readings, and that is you're going to read the assigned reading in the reader. You're going to look for important points, bold claims, things you disagree with, or things that seem to describe the world particularly well or poorly, and then choose one of the things that you see, and then quote the piece of text, explain why you think it's significant, and ask a question of your classmates that is specifically linked to that piece of text and what you find significant in it, and then respond to the question of a classmate. So your grade is going to consist of the question, which is actually going to be most of your grade, and then the response that you make. So this is a discussion outside of the class, right? It's a discussion online. So we would have discussed the Clash of Civilizations on Thursday, but since we're not there, it's due Monday, I believe. It's due January the 15th. What's that, Tuesday? Let me see really quickly. It's a Tuesday, right? It's due on Tuesday night, right? So by that Tuesday night, you've asked the question, you've answered a question. So you've had that question, it's as if we were meeting on a Tuesday. I think that's what I was thinking. If we were meeting on a Tuesday, we'd have some sort of a discussion. It's this question and then the answer online. All right, you put it in here in Canvas. So you'll see that. You'll also see, so do that for this Wednesday and then next Tuesday. The other things you'll see is these final paper. So we're going to do a final paper, and I've broken it up into topic statement, bibliography, annotated bibliography part 1, annotated bibliography part 2, and then the final draft, and also a first draft, actually first draft and then final draft. So you'll see those things. When you click on these, they'll explain to you what they are. You'll see also the deadline, and we can also talk about this in class a little bit. Ask questions, send me emails. But let's do this. This is coming up in the end of January. This topic statement is due. So have a look. There's the instructions there, and you can do that for everything that's on here. You'll click on it, and it'll give you instructions. If you don't, so have a look at that now, right now. Have a look at all those instructions right now and make sure you've got an idea of what you're doing. The other thing you're going to be graded on is your Thursday, your in-class discussion. You'll get points for that. You'll get points in January. Those points, you'll see it says 0 points because those points won't count towards your final grade. It'll just give you an idea of where you're at, because you will get one final grade, one final letter grade for your contributions to class. Here are the instructions there. So read that and be comfortable with it. Feel free in the first few minutes of class on Thursday to ask me any questions about any of these instructions that I have on there, any of these requirements. Yeah, on Thursday when you come in, what we'll be focused on after we've done the initial kind of few minutes, after the initial few minutes, we'll be focused on the reading for that day, which will be, as we've seen, Jihad versus McWeld. So look forward to seeing you all again. Look forward to meeting those of you who I haven't met yet, and look forward to discussing Jihad versus McWeld on Thursday. Yeah, see you all then. Bye-bye.